CliffCentral.com. Download the Cliff Central app, available now on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. This is CliffCentral.com. Auto Central, powered by AutoTrader on CliffCentral.com.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the day. It is that time of the week, and welcome to Auto Central, proudly brought to you by AutoTrader.co.za. Oh, we've got a banging show for you here today. We've got George Mini in studio. Welcome, George.
Hello.
Yes, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've got Wilmarie Janssen van Rensburg in studio as well.
The fastest woman in town, ladies and gentlemen.
Where have you
there's
been?
the voice, because ladies and gentlemen, you've been waiting for it. Welcome, please, Barry Hilton.
Hey, my cousins. Welcome to AutoTrader. And what car can I sell you today, bro?
Are you going to be selling us cars?
Absolutely. We can have a joke. Because I love cars. I'm actually a petrol head.
I hear that you are. You know that you...
V8. I love it.
Big V8s.
Absolutely. I love it.
Fantastic.
Is it the sound or the power?
It's the bit of both, and the fact that I get sponsored one from CMH. CMH Motor Holdings, ladies and gentlemen. They give me a Chevy SS. You don't understand a Chevy SS.
We drift in those cars. I
get 17 k's to a litre in my V8 if I leave it in the garage.
I was just gonna say.
Oh, but what a cab, man! It's just, I'm not just saying because it's just a great car. I love V8s of even Fords. Okay. I like Chevys. Come on over here.
So it's the Chevys. It's the Chevys. Not so much the Ford side of things for you.
Yeah, the Ford. I've had Fords. I had a lot of Fords. I like big cars. I like power. I had a lot of Falcons, and I actually got a V8. What did I get? I had a Fairmont for a while.
Fairmont.
Yesterday, that was a monster. But it used to get about 4 petrol stations to the litre. Jeez, that was heavy on you. I used to get fan mail from OPEC.
That's bad. That's bad. Well, in the show, we're going to be chatting to Barry. We're going to be finding out a little more about what makes him tick, car history and that sort of stuff.
Swift movement.
Battery. Pacemaker. And we're going to be touching on a couple of things.
Hopefully, Wilmarie, come closer to me.
I'm sitting on the opposite side of the desk.
She's touching on me, folks, ladies and gentlemen.
And George, I mean, we're also going to be checking with what's happened now. Well, actually, let's get into that. Let's dive straight into that, because what's been happening new in the world of AutoTrader?
Well, we gave all of our company cars to our sales reps in the last week, and they're absolutely thrilled. We're getting people taking photos of the cars. We went out on a convoy drive with 32 of the cars, and going around Monte Cassino over there, stopped at a traffic light, and people were hanging out of their windows, taking photos and videoing these crazy cars driving through the street. It was absolutely awesome.
That is fantastic.
It was awesome. So,
actually, a friend of mine said that she spotted one in the Pretoria area this week.
So we've got a promotion going on for the month of November, that if you see one of our cars on the road, take a photograph and tweet it. We will donate another R2 to Quebec to bring in another container of bicycles.
Wow.
Because it has been signed over, and the container is pretty much been ordered, correct?
Yep, that's right, and we will be giving hundreds of children those bicycles over a long period of time. So this campaign has a long leg cycle, and we're hoping to give as many kids bicycles as we can.
So it's also not just the once off one container that you wanted to bring in. You're wanting to continue it and keep the movement rolling, hey?
We want to keep bringing in those bicycles so children don't have to spend 2 to 3 hours walking to school in the morning.
All right, well, if you want more information on the Drive Change initiative, go to autotrader.co.za/Drive Change, and you can go and check out what it's about there. And, of course, the basic premise was we got the public to color in our company vehicles that were designed and wrapped by, artists, local artists. They would pay an amount to go and color in these cars, and these are the cars that you're now seeing out on the road.
Every single car has been colored in by the public, so they're all absolutely unique pieces of art.
No two are the same.
Yeah, and on Twitter you can see there's a nice little link, Barry. If you look there, it changes. You can see every car, every design.
Yeah.
So, the proceeds going, of course, to the Quebec initiative, which is now to bring in a container of bicycles, which is distributed out to the underprivileged and the less fortunate. on a contract basis as well, but it's got a fantastic knock-on effect. This helps these kids get to school, because it's learners that are benefiting from this.
Yeah, so the children get to school. It affects 5 people's lives and gets them to school 75% faster, which means that they don't have to walk for 2 hours to get to school. And the ability for them to learn increases because their fitness levels have increased. So all in all, we're doing it so that we can raise the education level of the country. And as you've heard me say on TV, I'm passionate about education. Our business is passionate about education, and it is one of the only ways that we're going to get South Africa to where it needs to be.
To fix it, because it's so quick to just cut, but the healing process takes a bit of time, and this is just one of those steps in the healing process, is it not?
Absolutely.
I love the no tweeting while driving.
Well, that is important.
We are responsible.
Did you
to
know
some
that
degree.
there's more accidents with tweeting nowadays than from alcohol?
Really?
Wow.
So, if you really want, get drunk and tweet while you drive. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do this. Let's sort out these insurance companies once and for all. We'll drain them out. No, that's true. There's more accidents from people tweeting. And I find myself, somebody phones me, you actually want to have a look at it. So now I put my phone on the other side of the car.
So you can't reach it.
So I can't reach it.
That's a good idea.
It's a flippin' good idea. But you're giving it R2 away.
R2 for every photograph.
So that's a hard call, because you go into a chicken franchise and they say, do you want to give R2? So you think, I'll rather go look for a nice car from AutoTrader and give my R2 there, because the R2 I give from the chicken franchise will just increase the cholesterol levels in the whole of the country.
And then we will be killing off people.
Well, it's AutoTrader that's now donating the R2 on the behalf of the person that has tweeted it, correct?
Absolutely. The public has to pay not a cent. It's it's not like an SMS. You don't pay a cent for a tweet. And AutoTrader donates R2 to bring in bicycles.
That's fantastic.
That's flippin' cool. And how many tweets do you get?
Well, we've just started the campaign, so we're hoping to get quite a lot of tweets.
And I think this is absolutely brilliant. And we've been challenging a couple of the corporates out there as well to join in and get in on this whole.
We asked Nando's if they're chicken.
And how did that go down?
They said they haven't got enough pluck for that. So they said, actually, they might wing it. Are you pulling by the skin here? Or are you trying to keep abreast with times?
All of the above, I think it was.
Are you a Parsons nose?
No, that's a good question.
Oh, I'm just going to thigh.
I don't know.
Hey, I'm going to leg it out of here. Come on, Axe, come on. I'm doing this in portions. This is way up for you. Are you cut up about this? Should I pack it in? It could be well worth it.
Can't get a word in. But you heard what I was trying to say.
I heard what you were trying to say. How do you do this, Barry?
I don't know.
You just did that off the cuff. That wasn't prepared. It wasn't. So how did you get into comedy?
I just got into comedy because basically I've got ADD and ADHD, and I really do. So when I was in school, I used to do stupid things, which now are not stupid, because I had ADHD, exactly. And but I would get it diagnosed only once every 3 months. Nowadays doctors diagnose it in 10 minutes, but the teachers used to diagnose me once every 3 months in a school report that used to say, if Barry just concentrated on history and geography as much as he tries to make a complete fool of himself, one day he might be successful in life. So that's what happened. So all through my life, I could see things that were different, and I used to do funny things, And I remember my dad once, there was a great singer called Perry Como. He was a crooner, Perry Como. I was talking about Rip Van Winkle. Do you remember him? And I said, you know that guy who fell asleep for 40 years?
Yeah.
I think he's one of the politicians we've got in this country. So I said to my dad, how did Rip Van Winkle sleep so long? And my father said, you should ask Perry Como.
Yeah.
So I picked it up from my dad. So you do with words and that's how I do things. So when I was telling you earlier, when I do a joke or a set, I start off there and I go there. So because I've got ADD and I can't help it.
So something gets said and it triggers, and then you go from there.
I went to a psychologist to try and sort some stuff out, because we all have issues. No, serious. So the psychologist said to me in the session, do you know that you have ADD? And I said to him, listen, bro, you're a doctor. What exactly do you know about security? And then he looked at me and I said, ADD. I've changed it okay, don't worry.
Yeah.
So that's what happens. I will see something else and talk about it, because most of my stuff is basically based on ADD. If you think about it, I see things differently. We were discussing the Renault car the other day, so we won't go down there because Vilma is blushing.
It is. It's a lovely shade of puce that she's got going there.
Puce.
I know
what you call
Don't
it.
go there.
Puce.
You've given him a word
Puce.
to work with.
That's a good. That's a new sort of name. Two oaks walking down the road. That says, check at that goose. She looks like a puce. A puce.
Oh, you're right there,
I'm
Vilma.
going to stay this colour.
One oak says, what's a puce? No, it's in a church.
That's the exact example of the ADD.
Exactly.
But it is, and it's your outlook on life and that's, that is
Very
completely
creative.
different.
I try my best, yeah.
It doesn't seem as if you take life seriously at all.
Well, contrary to the fact, I do take life seriously. I really, I suffer with depression, eh?
Oh, really?
Yeah, very badly. I suffer with depression, as a lot of comics do. I think a lot of artists do.
I was just going to say
because we are never
artists,
satisfied with how we do. I mean,
it's well documented,
I just explained to you the other day, I just got 4,000 people to come to one of my shows.
Which I mean,
In Joburg,
a round of applause for
4,000
that.
people,
Yeah,
boom, boom, boom.
absolutely.
Guess what I did when I came off stage? I went straight to my manager and I said, I don't think I'm good enough anymore. That's true. That's a gospel true story.
But
And she said to me, what are you, crazy? You just got 4,000 people. She had to call me off the stage because I was on stage for 1 hour and 45 minutes. I was supposed to do an hour.
That's
so 1 hour
amazing.
45, and I was clapping at 4,000 people. I was having fun.
You were on a high.
And I was very much, the stage was quite up. So she said to me, what are you, crazy? There's 4,000 people here going mad for you, and you saying, maybe I'm not good enough.
So
that's what happens.
You're your own worst enemy in that
Yes,
sense.
but it
isn't all
actually
of us
drives you
that-
on.
yeah.
All of us do that. It drives us on. You can't say, is it like a comic? When I went to England in the late 80s, it was very difficult to be a white South African in England in the late 80s, and I did very, very, very well until people found out I was from South Africa, and then they wouldn't look, because it was this thing. If you were a white South African, therefore you were a racist.
There's stigma
what I'm
attached
saying?
to it, yeah.
So I was like about to quit, and then I realized if I spoke like an Englishman, so I started talking like that,
And could
like
get away
I'm
with
from
murder.
Liverpool, and people. I got a friend in Cape Town now. We met him. He was in South Africa. I met him, and I'm still talking like that because I was pretending. He asked me questions about the road I lived in Liverpool because I sounded exactly like him. So, and then I would come off and I'd say to my other friend, "Do you think that was right? Do you think it's so?"
Did you get the
damn
accent
stupid, stupid. Eh? But it's part of life. Talk now.
Yes. No,
We've only got an hour.
absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got an hour, and I'm getting less money than my psychologist.
All right. Well, I mean, let's dive into the car side of things. I mean, it's
Yes.
a well-documented fact. You grew up in the East Rand, Kempton Park.
It's part of,
So
I love it.
I mean,
I still live in the East Rand.
Did you listen? There we go,
no,
George.
still lives in the East
I
Rand.
still live. I'm not going to tell you where.
I grew up in the East Rand. If I was
It's
any
a
further
great
east, I'd be
place.
Asian.
The East Rand was brilliant. There's something about the East Rand. It's just lacquer because it's like got normal cars.
It's
I mean,
real.
you can buy any car you want in the East Rand, but most of the oaks have normal cars
There's
like
nothing
Chevys.
normal about the East
No,
Rand.
what? Let me tell you something. I got a
So much
Porsche.
character.
I got a Porsche, and I drove the other day.
Porsche, hey?
I got a Porsche. I got a Porsche. I was driving with my Porsche, and as I came to Galuli Circle, it changed into a Cortina. I don't know why. It just all of a sudden, it was quite amazing. No, the people in the East Rand are real people, and I think there's more millionaires in the East Rand than anywhere else because those oaks for the cash.
I'm not going to argue
Yes,
that
the oaks with the
point.
plastic.
I'm not-
Yeah.
Every now and then, a Sunday morning, you catch a sneak peek of a couple of
There's some serious guys there.
either they're serious tourists that are properly lost, or there's some money floating around
And
there.
if you go down East Rand, the car dealerships are just massive.
10 to the dozen as well.
A lot of them.
Boxburg,
Yeah.
Benoni is absolutely rife with them.
And it's fantastic. And you know what? Can I just say that, the oaks from CMH, they're such a good dealership. I've had people going into the Jaguar dealership and saying to the how's it? And the guy would say, can I help you with the Jag? Yes. I just want to find out where the Chevy is, please. Down the road. Okay, go to see him. So there was a little plug. I'm only joking. No, see you, mate. Just all cars are great. I just love cars. It's just cool.
What does your car history look like? I mean, what did you start
out? First National Bank put me on my feet 3 times. They repossessed 3 of my cars. So, no. So my cars. I started off with a Cortina. My dad gave me a Cortina, and then which I destroyed, of course, because I was only 18 or 19. I just destroyed it. You don't listen and think about it. You don't.
No one that age should get a new car.
No, absolutely. Well, no, it wasn't new. It was my dad's. My dad. You don't understand. My dad was a tradesman, and we couldn't afford new cars. I wasn't supposed to talk to anybody that wasn't a tradesman, and and therefore this is a tradesman's car, and you're a tradesman now, so you'll drive a tradesman's car. So
the devil's in the details. What model was it?
It was a Mark II Cortina.
Was it the 3-liter?
No. It was the 1600 with the piece lights, with a starter motor that used to go like. That one. Do you remember that? There's a lot of people outside thinking that's it. I'm going to go trade my car in now. Taking my Porsche, back to a Cortina. No, that was my. And then I've had lots of cars. I've had Renaults. I like Renaults.
Yeah,
they're great cars. I've had clearly Chevys. Lots of Chevys. And what else I've had a Jag.
Bikes.
I've had a Cadillac.
You've had a Cadillac?
Yeah. Wow, what a car that is. But
what year, what model?
It was about 10 years ago, 15 years ago. I had a Cadillac for about a year.
Wow.
Did you get rid of it?
Yeah. Because I get bored with stuff,
Yeah,
that's why I've been married 3 times. I told my wife last week, that's it, 7 years, come out.
The lease is up.
Lease is up, bro. She said, how do you know Lisa? Just don't know.
But I mean, what cars were there in your family? I mean, you said
my dad was a
strict.
strict. Only he had a Austin A4 all the years back, and then my dad had Zephyrs, which was in England, and then of course when he came here it was Ford, because the Ford was the car to drive.
Is that why you went with the Chevy route?
Well, no, I liked the Chevy. I liked the V8 on the Chevy, was easier to get hold of, and then I got a Bedford van, and I put in a 350 V8 in it. It was just.
And you used that for touring for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
When you were playing the circuit, pretty much, if I can say that.
I've also had a Peugeot, the big van. That was a great car. And it's so stupid. My son was racing motorbikes at the time.
Yeah.
And so I bought the van with a high roof to put his bikes in. So on the pretext that I was touring with it, but we toured. It was great fun.
And you can stand up straight in it.
Yes, absolutely. It's great. But I think just the fact that nowadays there's no bad cars, eh?
No.
There's no bad cars. All cars are good.
But we were saying the same about the bikes the other day. I mean, it really, it's a personal choice now, whichever way you go.
You can ride you can become a hog member and drive one of those, or drive a Harley Davidson, because they're lovely bikes. But, my ADD kids said to me the other day, why don't you ride a Harley? I said, actually, because I've got a bike already. It's a Suzuki. And he didn't see the funny side of it. He was quite upset. He said to me, do you know how much this Harley costs? And I said, what do I look like to you? A mind reader? No.
The bike is
all I know is you can buy 4 Suzukis with it.
Yeah, the accessories.
Yes. But that's great. If that's your thing, ride a Harley. You can't say to somebody, you're driving a Ford Scuck car. You can't do that. It's the people, that's the car that you're in.
Yeah.
You are an extension of the car. You are.
Oh,
does that make sense?
Spoken like a true petrol. The car's an extension.
Absolutely.
Of your personality.
If I've got a little Bucky as well, and I all around. Funny enough, just coincidentally, it's a Chev, but I got it from Chevy, and what a great little car, because I jawl around in my Bucky because I'm going up and down the road. Why must I get in my other big sort of car? And so. Cars are an extension on how you feel at the time. I do a lot of woodworking and I do building and stuff like that. So a Bucky makes sense.
Yeah.
You just go load the stuff up and go.
Yeah.
But, but some people buy the wrong cars just for the wrong reasons, I think. To say, check
you're not in the city anymore, are you? I mean,
no, we stay in Hermanus.
In Hermanus.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the purpose of a large car there, massive sedan or something, is pretty pointless. So you need a sort of smallish runabout in that. You don't have massive distances to do.
No,
you
don't. But only like when I go to the airport now, I use my big car.
How's a V8 a runabout?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. He needs the small runabout. He doesn't need the big V8 in Hermanus. It's almost too much car for that.
So that you drive. I don't know. In town, it's silly to have a V8.
Yeah.
I drive a Bucky's, no problem.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with
But
that.
Barry, I want to know. You were saying earlier that you were 18 and you kind of destroyed your first.
My dad's,
Yeah.
well, I didn't think I didn't put air in the tires, and didn't change the oil, and I didn't do this, and there was a wobble on the wheel. I thought, it'll go away, and eventually it was my tie rod ends and all that stuff were gone, and so my father was quite upset, and then I got a leak in the block, and went to a
Kept
friend.
driving it.
Yeah, so driving, I had to fill up with water like every 10 k's or something like that, and I found out there was a hole in one of the Welsh plugs, which had nothing to do with living over there. It's a Welsh plug is in the side of an engine. So they used to take it out when they had to sort out and descale the engine. So the guy fixed it with a match. Can you believe that? He put a match in, and the match obviously swelled up with the water, and I drove around like that forever. With
But
this
what did you do with your? I mean, you've got 5 kids.
6.
5 boys.
Yes.
5 boys, 1 girl. So when they got to 17, 18.
I basically tried to get them cars, but it depends on. But they don't listen to me. Well, Bradley, I got him a car. I bought him a car for a friend of mine. It was like a very funny color, puce. It was a puce color. It was, and it was a great car. It was a Nissan Sentra. Remember those box ones? Not the smaller one, the bigger one. Yeah. The big. It was a brilliant car, and I bought it for him of a friend of mine who was going overseas, and I gave him this car, and he looked at me in horror. He said to me, Dad, I said, what, are you crazy? This is a great car. Just drive it, because it'll never break. So no, he traded it in, and he said to me, have I got a car, Dad? So I said, what is it? It's a flippin' Audi A3 Turbo. I said, have you signed for it? Yes. I said, take it back now. No, it's great. No disrespect, because what happens if you get an Audi A3 Turbo, or you get a Mini GTI, or you get a supercar, and you're under the age of 24, there's no guarantee on that car, because you're going to drive it to death. You're going to wheel spin it and do everything. So the car kept on breaking down, and I told my way, I told you so. Now he's sensible. He's got himself a Polo, which is great, and he drives
did you
around.
teach them to drive?
Yes.
Okay, all of them.
Well, Jamie, actually, funny enough, could drive without thinking about it, but he doesn't have a license for some obscure reason. He's in England, doesn't he? He got on his bike, my boy Jamie. It was the only guy I didn't have to teach how to
do stuff.
He got on a bike. He has Kawasaki 60 on motocross. And he said, what do I do with this? I said, this is the clutch. You hold that in, you put this in the gear, and then you rev this, and then as you go, you'll feel it. And he did it like that. Yeah, the other oaks battled, but I don't know.
You just have an aptitude for it. That's
I'm just
knack for it.
It's quite amazing when you shout and scream at them enough. No, but it's all cool now. Cars are important for us, and I'm saving up for a car. I've got a little boy called Jack, and he's only 5. So I need this job. And, my boy's 5, so we actually. I know that sounds stupid. We're putting money aside for his education and a vehicle, because in this country, if you haven't got a decent vehicle when you're trying to make things go, you've got nothing. So, but if you look on the AutoTrader, ladies and gentlemen,
you'll find a few.
Absolutely, a few. 1 million users with 50 million page hits. That is obscene. You get fan mail from Google.
It is. I mean, when you were trying to teach the youngsters how to drive in that, did you have any specific tricks in that, or
I
things
just
that
showed
helped
them just ride the clutch and all that. It's funny, you got to talk to kids as kids talk to kids. If I can just take my 1 point Jamie again, I was trying to teach him to do this jump over this track, a big jump on the track with some whoops in front. You know what whoops are for the motocross.
Yeah.
And I said to him, okay, what you need to do is you go up to this jump, you gear down, just race up the thing, lift up the clutch, go over the jump, and as you go over, get down, go through the corner and go through the corner like that, and you'll come to the whoops and go perfectly. And he looked at me like I was from Mars. And the guy that was teaching him at the time, called Mark Ramsey, said to him, Jamie, come up to the jump and go like, and that's exactly what he did.
That is so true.
That is so true. So even Vomeri will tell you when you come out of the corner. You're
too busy laughing.
No, but we're there. You'll say to kids, they come out of the corner. Listen, but you're coming out. You're coming through into the straight on the road bikes. You're going like this. It's got to be.
And you can hear the gear.
Absolutely, you can hear it. So, whatever.
I mean, that's fantastic. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to go to an ad here, and Barry, we're going to be back with you, and we're going to throw down a little bit of a challenge here.
Nothing wrong with me, but bring it on.
Bring it on, because
I'll go to America as well. I'm not scared.
I've heard a rumor that if you didn't get into the comedy thing, which was clearly highly recommended,
Absolutely.
you probably would have ended up selling cars.
Without a shadow of a doubt. If anybody phones my wife now, if you go online and go to sandy@barryhilton.com and write to her and say, what is Barry's dream job? She will write back to you straight away and say, a car salesman.
Really?
Straight.
Was it aspirations that you had that, well, hey, you want to be in the motor industry?
I didn't have an Opel aspiration. It was an Estina, actually. I just like selling. I like the fact that I sell. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When I'm on stage, I'm selling myself. So the fact if I'm selling, whatever, some flip-flops that I've made.
They're your cool flip-flops.
I've got my cousin flip-flops. If I want to sell that, I mean, the money I make on a flip-flop is there. But the point is the excitement of selling it is great.
Yeah.
And I love it. And
So it's the achievement of...
Yeah, and the fact that I've produced it myself is lekker.
It makes it all the better. All the better.
So.
Something that you've created is out there.
Oh, it's used car salesman, pal. They've actually got to make it happen, eh?
Well, I want to see Barry sell, or hear Barry sell.
Well,
When it comes to used car salesmen, the shit gets real.
Yes. All right, well, we'll be back.
Are you allowed to say real on stage? The shirt. What was that word you said before? The shirt.
I believe it was. I believe it was the shirt.
Look at me. You've gone again. You've gone all puce again.
We'll be back right after this.
Choice. Sometimes you have it, and sometimes you don't. AutoTrader gives you the choice. Now you can shop, compare, and buy new cars. Watch our expert video reviews and research before you buy. AutoTrader New Car. The choice is yours. Auto Central, powered by AutoTrader on cliffcentral.com.
Yeah, there we go. This time we get it right, and we get that advert in there, the obligatory advert. It has to go in.
Well, I just had a look. 429 V8s on the site today.
There we go.
429 V8s.
That's also John Wayne Bobbitt's got a V8 now. Got an Afrikaans girlfriend. Every time they have sex, she says, "Ek sê John, it's V8."
Well, this is going to be the best ab workout
Was
of
that
the week for you.
Was that joke in vain? Should I stand up for myself? Is there any drawbacks?
I'm just trying.
You've got to use your head. Come again?
Marie's going to kill herself.
I thought I've seen it all. I've grown up with the boys, but this is... I'm just trying not to laugh.
It is no non-offending for you.
I just want to tell my wife at this moment that this woman is making eyes at me, darling. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Run for the hills, run for the hills.
You asked me to take my clothes off, Barry. No.
And she said yes. Ladies and gentlemen, in the studio as we speak now at the AutoTrader on Cliff Central, Auto Central, Cliff Central Trader, whatever it is, Vomeri is standing here completely naked. She looks so beautiful, I thought she was a Chevy from CMH.
Just had to drop it in there.
That's a drop it in.
But, I mean, you and Vilmarie, you've met ages ago.
No, absolutely.
Involved with the bikes and
Absolutely.
that as well. But, I mean, you're a bike nut yourself as well.
I love bikes. I just love bikes. I love motocross. I love bikes. My kids ride and all that stuff. It's really cool.
Do you still ride yourself?
No. I gave it up because I was, my wife was actually quite upset with me that I wanted to drive a bike over the mountain every day to the airport. And that's, but if I do it again, I would go for, have I mentioned the fact that Suzuki's the best bike in the world? I would take a Suzuki Bergman again. Great. I had a scooter, Suzuki Bergman scooter. It's brilliant. It's like a big scooter. It's just powerful. It's automatic. Brilliant.
And you loved it. You loved it.
I loved it.
Well over time with that.
Yeah, these days they're great though. The scooters, I mean, some scooters as well. I don't know if you've...
Yes, very good.
More recent now, but great.
I used to play that on the computer game, Sims. It grows on you.
You seem to be having more fun.
I'm having
just getting
fun
her
here.
buckled
Let's
over,
just sell a
doubled
car.
over.
I'm happy.
All right. Yeah.
Put my glasses on.
Let's do this. All right.
Oh my gosh, she is naked.
All right. So what we're going to do is The comedy thing hasn't quite worked out for you.
What comedy thing? Okay, so okay, it hasn't. I know.
It hasn't.
Please don't tell me I'm not as good as that other oak. Don't do that.
Well,
At least I write my own jokes.
Hey, it has to be said. It has to be said.
That was a dig.
A nasty one.
No, it wasn't. It was more of a spade because you're still naked.
All right.
The question.
You got a car dealership.
I've got a car. Wow.
Yeah,
I'm in love.
Yeah, you're a hot shot. But you
I'm a hot
are
shot.
now main conane. You are
On the main
big-
oak.
Main oak, selling cars. You deal with celebrity clientele. Okay.
Oh, wow.
All right. So we got a couple
Obviously,
of
I'm never going to see you.
No, not at all, ever. We've got a couple of celebrities here that are going to walk into it.
Okay.
Into your dealership. You've got access to all kinds of vehicles out there, all kinds of variety, new, maybe used,
Okay.
depending on what they're looking
His
for.
dealership bigger than CMH.
Yeah.
By the sounds of things,
bought-
yeah,
Boxburg.
yeah.
I am going to be
Over
CMH
CMH.
Boxburg. Look out. Sean Singleton, I'm coming for you. And Conrad, I'm coming for you. Bro.
Targets on their back.
Yeah.
All right, but now we want you to lay it down. You
Okay.
say that you like selling, so we want
I
you
love
to lay it down here.
Okay. Who's going to sell a car to?
Sell these celebrities a car, any car. They're coming to you because you've got the advice. All right.
Let's
So
start off with a famous Gareth Cliff.
let's start off.
The
Yeah,
Gareth Cliff.
I think we'll
So
start with Gareth.
obviously, my opening gambit, obviously, welcome to my cousin's cars. Okay.
Yes.
What car can I sell you today? Because that's why they've come in there. That's why you've come in here to buy a car. You haven't come to buy groceries. You want to buy a car. So Gareth, you're a very smooth oak. But before I stop, Gareth, please, I don't want you to come closer to me. There's a spot over there. I need you to stand on that spot. And you can answer questions from there. And you can tell me the car you want from that spot, Gareth. Okay, I see that you're a smooth guy. You like to be slightly under the radar, but you're cool. You're a very classy dresser. You need a nice car for you. How about a nice Jaguar? A Jaguar, Gareth? Done. We'll make a plan. What color would you like? Any color, as long as it's any color. It's fine. Doesn't matter. Jaguar. Can you sing me a few tunes? Because once this Jaguar starts up, I want to hear if the tune is right. Randall will actually give you the go-ahead. Now, Gareth, what car do you want? I've got a car for you, my friend. Come. Welcome to my cousins.
So you think a Jag for?
Yes, because he's so smooth. He's just, I can see it. And besides, it suits his nose. I didn't want to tell him that.
Inadvertently,
A
you
car
have.
for Gareth, buy a nose.
All right, so Gareth Cliff is getting a Jaguar there.
Is it okay for you?
Yeah. Jaguar, I like
He's quite
Jaguar.
smooth. I like
That
Jaguars
works.
too.
Okay, all right. Your next celebrity.
And I want to, Gareth, I want to just tell you quickly, we're going to do the paperwork, and if everything goes fine, you can go through to the next round. Thank you.
First the paper.
All right. Then let's go. Well, I think while we're on that topic of next round, Somizi Somgaga.
Somizi Somgaga, my giddy blim. He needs one of your cars. Because he's the only oak that's got as much colours on his fingernails as one of your autopilot. So Somizi, how's it, Somizi? Wow, bro, I can't. Welcome to Cousins Cars. What car can I sell you today? Can I just please put my sunglasses on, because Ella, you are bright and flashy and smart. You, my friend, I can see you. The hair, I love the hair. Is it yours? Yes, it's yours. You got the receipt for it? It's yours, my bro. Make a plan. You need an SLK. That's the car for you. A nice car that people can see you. Or a Hummer. We can't get a convertible Hummer, but there's a couple of low bridges in Benoni here. We'll make a plan for you. Or we can have a nice SLK. An SLK for you. That's the car for you. What do you say? Brilliant. Any colour? Oh, my giddy aunt. We can.
You need one of those changing colours. Don't you get the paint that changes
Yeah,
colour?
you can get. You should have the pearl white. No offence. The pearl white is okay for you. Done. 100%. Thank you.
So it's an SLK.
It's an SLK pearl white, but you
Pearl
want the
white.
top of the range. Of course. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Because you want to be seen. It's the car for you, my friend.
Don't you get
100%.
pearl white artificial nails too?
Of course.
Pearl
You get all
white
colours in the
artificial.
nails.
You get
yeah.
all. Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like cars. All colours in artificial
I was doing
nails.
some carpentry the other day. I got those nails and they broke. They were terrible.
I wonder why. All right.
Bring in a girl.
We're gonna throw Somizi
girl.
into an SLK. All right. We're gonna go with a girl.
Okay.
All right. She strides in. She's confident.
I've got it. I've seen you on television.
Yes, it's
Victoria Beckham.
No. It is our local.
Klubi, I love you, baby. Klubi, you are so, look at you. You are powerful. You are dynamite, in fact. What muscles. And wow, you've got two outstanding reasons to like you. She's a very nice girl. And I think, Klubi, you want something really smart, low to the ground. And did you get that from
I
me?
got it.
Low to the ground and really cool. You need to zip in and out and lots of power. Your car is definitely a Mini or perhaps a Renault Captur. Was it? Captur. A Renault Captur. Wow, we can do that. A Mini's definitely for you. A Mini's cool because it sort of suits your demeanor. You are Mini, but people are going to smark you stuck in. And maybe a convertible for you. I've got one on the road here. It's fantastic. Let's take it for a drive. What car can we sell you today, my cousin?
I like the idea of a Mini for Klubi.
Yeah.
I do, but I think Klubi needs like a bright color.
She needs a bright Mini.
A bright
Yeah,
color
nice
that
big
stands
bright
out.
colour. You know,
We've got one. There's a yellow one. I saw a brilliant yellow one the other day. In fact, there was a British racing green one with the checkered flags on it, down the bonnet. It was really cool. Great cars.
Look,
Minis.
she is all adrenaline.
She's
as
definitely.
Well. Yeah.
And we'll even make the steering wheel smaller for you, Clemmy, so you can take tighter turns because they suit your clothes. Flips. Ella. You look like a cul-de-sac that's walking. I can't believe it.
all right. So we're going to put Klubi in
Have I got the job?
in a Mini.
In Mini Cooper S.
In a Mini Cooper S.
Yes,
You get them.
You know, a Mini with a white roof.
A Mini with a white,
With
the
a white
green,
roof.
British racing green with a white roof.
could
to
work
something
for
else.
Somizi as well.
Somizi.
Yeah,
Yes.
the whole white roof maneuver.
No, that's fair.
Ah.
Well done.
Look at that
Somizi,
as
we're
well.
changing your car, buddy. A white roof Mini.
Bring another one back. Depreciation.
Yes. 25% less. I'm sorry.
Take
but
off the two front doors, though.
take off the two front doors. There's only two doors on a Mini. I don't know if you know this.
Not all of them.
There's two doors on a Mini. Please put your clothes back on. You're distracting us. Okay, who are we going to sell a car to next?
All right. I think we need to move it on to a little bit of sport because we're coming off a hot sport weekend.
Oh, my giddy flippin' aunt.
He's looking a little down. He's looking a little dejected. He needs a car to pick him up. It's Heyneke Meyer.
Heyneke Meyer, I'm so glad that you made it. I know
But he's
that this-
Afrikaans. You got to say Meyer soos Meyer.
Okay, Heyneke Meyer.
Excuse Meyer.
Yeah. I've got a car for you, Heyneke. It's fantastic for you and comes with a free packet of half-strength Viagras because you can only get into the semis. You need Heyneke Meyer, what car can I sell you today from Cousins Cars? What do you need? Because people are freeloading you on all the time. Everybody's telling you that you should have done this, you should have done that, you should have done this, you should have done that. But I'm telling you what you need to do is buy yourself a bus. You can carry all these freeloaders. We got one for you. A great Hyundai H1. How about that?
Supercharged.
No, you don't get a supercharger, but you get the diesel.
But we-
Don't get the petrol, get the diesel because it's got more scrum power and it's heavy.
Turbo
dude.
diesel.
It's like a turbo diesel.
Yes.
I'll do the show, please.
I'm just saying,
It's a turbo diesel. Sorry. Heyneke, this is a turbo diesel. Then he's sold. A turbo I will flip and buy it. Will it make me look well? Yes.
All right, so we're going to put Heyneke.
It'll make you look like a female because people will say, check it in the car.
So we're going to put Heyneke in a bus.
Heyneke in a bus.
In an H1 bus. Okay. all right.
H1. Well, you got how many of those you got on special today?
Oh, on special.
H1 buses. I've got H1s
why H1? Why
because
not
it's a
Sprinter?
Hyundai H1. Because a Sprinter is like
Or
sort
Peugeot
of
that we used to.
the Peugeot.
Peugeot.
The Peugeot.
Peugeot.
Yeah, the Peugeot Boxer.
Yes.
Yes, it was. I got a
Yeah,
Peugeot
high
Boxer.
roof.
H1 Sprinter. Yeah.
217 of them.
We've got 217 of 216 because I've just sold you one, Heyneke. You're the man. Pull it.
H1.
And you can have it in green. Okay? Thank you.
Is that because it's camouflage or is it representative of something?
No, because if you had a camouflage car on your... could you imagine it? Have you got any camouflage cars? I've got millions, but I just don't know where they are.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, next one that's hot property at the moment.
Yes.
And like we said, he had a fantastic knock on the weekend. AB de Villiers.
AB
He's super proud.
de Villiers, you are the most wonderful cricket player I've ever checked. The car for you, because you spend so much time in India, is a Tata. I've got a car for you, Margaret.
Which one? The Bucky?
The Tata Bucky pulling, because you can take your own fans. Make a plan. It's definitely. You spend a lot of time in India. Just
That they do. That they do.
Yo,
And
and
I
it's cool. I don't understand that. AB? Why do they call you AB? But you've got a brother called CD. They got 13 kids. They've done the whole alphabet. Work it out, folks. Do the maths.
Do the maths. It's there. Okay, well, there we go.
So, AB de Villiers, thank you very much.
Yeah, we're selling. That's absolutely fantastic. That's
Do we have
brilliant.
Tatas on your website?
Yeah,
we should have a host
great
of
cars,
them.
actually. Did you know that Tata is the cars for them is just a side? By the way, they make huge industrial stuff. They make big cranes and ships and girders and.
Not mistaken, they started up with
I
trains
actually
and
didn't know
locomotives.
that.
Trains, yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
That's where they got the name from. A guy got on a train and his wife said,
So why would they buy a Tata?
"Why not? Because it's great value for money. It's good. It's got great spares, and you get a free curry and rice with it."
218 Tatas.
Yes,
We got 218 Tatas,
Cars.
Mambu.
Wow.
Have you tested one?
Yes, they're great cars.
I haven't had one yet.
Yeah.
No, we have as AutoTrader we have reviewed some, but we haven't had one on review.
I got one of those
just
great
yet.
walls. I drove one of those as well.
Yeah.
Great GWM.
GWM.
Yeah,
Yeah.
GW. Great wall, China car. It was brilliant.
Great Wall Motors, yeah.
Yeah, great
That's
wall
all.
motors.
Are you being nice now, or were they
Oh,
really
nice.
good?
They were great cars. I mean, you know what? It's like there's a car for anybody.
True.
You know, just the fact that I like V8s is my style, but I would drive. In fact, what am I driving now?
What are you driving now? What's your current car? Well, besides this little Chevy.
I have a Hyundai Sonata, and my wife has an iX35, and of course I got the V8. Ta-da! And then, but the car I'm driving now, and I know these oaks that I've been mentioned 12 times.
Yeah.
I can't tell you who they are. There's oaks in Boksburg, but I can tell you their initials are CMH.
Like AB.
So, yeah, AB, CMH. No, CMH is AB's, they related. It said his father's dyslexic. CMH. They've actually given me a little Opel Corsa to drive around, so thanks very much.
One of the new ones.
It's brilliant. It's automatic. It goes like heck. It's really a nice little car, you know. They've come a long way, because we bought the first Corsa that came out. I really did. It was a little, like a...
They still came in those purple.
It's
like
purple
bright
and like
purple.
a yellow sort of
Yeah.
baby...
Yeah, no, that pumpkin
baby
sort of,
vomit
yeah.
pump
Yes.
and...
Colour.
We had one of those. It was a great car. It was
Almost like the canary
13
yellow M3.
Like the canary yellow M3. Just remember that.
Yeah, the official name was actually Dakar Yellow.
Was it
but
Dakar?
Yeah, it was Dakar Yellow.
So that's you check. Which car should I buy? Dakar. I love it.
Is
Give
it
me a
the-
job on Auto Central. It's so cool. I love it.
Is that a new, the Corsa, the one, remember we were talking about it the other day?
Yeah,
that
we
can
reviewed the new one.
reverse on its own, park, do the whole
Yes,
thing.
this one's got park distance control and all that stuff, and it reverses by itself. It's quite amazing.
So do you
it's,
just sit back and
You
watch?
sit back and just press a button and watch. And what I do is I sit back, I press a button, and then I talk on the phone. And then the policeman says to me, "You're using the phone." I'm not, bro. This is automatic here, John. You know that this is a true story. I got pulled over by a policeman once.
I was actually wanting to ask.
and he said-
I'm sure you've had a run-in.
Oh, a couple. And the guy said to me, "You may not talk on the phone." It's a nice Afrikaans guy he was. And yeah, and this is true story. And he said to me, "I'm going to fine you. You must put your hands on the steering wheel at all time. Both hands on the steering wheel at all time. Show me your license." I said to him, "How?" Luckily, he got. And then the other day, I got pulled over with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
We were driving from Hermanus into Cape Town, and there was like one of these routine stops, you know. And you've got to abide by the police. The oaks are there for a reason.
Yeah.
And 99.9% of these guys are good acts. Okay, they really are, and they're doing their. They're
just
doing
trying
job.
to do their job,
They're doing
yeah.
their job. So the guy pulled me over, and he came to the car, and I wound my window down, and I said to him, "I want a hamburger with cheese on it." And then the oak looked at me, and he said to me, "Hey, it's Jeremy Mansfield." So that's great.
Did it get you out of a ticket?
No, it did actually. But you know, I got nicked the other day. I was going too fast, and I went through a speed trap, and the oak pulled me over.
Yeah.
And wow, I've been nicked. And by the time he came to the car, I had my license out. I said, "I'm guilty as charged, bro." That's what it is. And he said, "Wow, that's easy." And he wrote me the ticket and all that stuff. So then,
Well, sometimes you just, when you know, you know.
yeah, you know, I was doing
own up.
about 150, you know. And it
Is
was,
that all?
No, I don't know what it was. It was quite a big fine, but we paid it because that's part of the gig. If you pay your fines and you do things, then you can actually say to a policeman, "Hey, you're a poop." But you can because you're paying.
You're doing your bit,
You're buying
yeah.
your license. You're doing all that stuff.
Have
But
you
if you
had
really
George?
want a car, Auto
Fines.
Well, fines, I'm sure, but I mean, have you had like interesting episodes with?
Yeah, I mean, I've been pulled over a couple of times.
Let's not talk about that, please.
Different cars that I drive, and the cops want to have a look at the car.
But that's something that happens a lot.
It happened with my Cadillac.
They walk around the car and all they want to do is have a look at the car.
Yeah.
So I've been pulled over a few times.
But they don't want to just look. If you have a nice fancy car, they seeing a bribe come
Not
in
always.
with that.
Not always.
Clearly, not all of them.
Most of the time I've been pulled over just for them to look at the car.
Yeah. George, what is your background? What is your nation that you're from?
Nation.
Are you Portuguese?
No, I'm not Portuguese.
You
Not that
look
I've got
like
anything
Portuguese.
against the Portuguese. No, my dad is German and my mother's Italian.
Wow.
That's a combination.
So they don't know whether to attack or retreat.
There's a bit of the Axis powers going on there.
Yeah, a guy said to me once, I was doing one of those programs about you learning stuff, and the guy said to me, "Can you tell me anything about the Italian army in the Second World War?" I said, "Look, I give up."
Which, enough said.
Well, I mean, we're not going to get into the war, but they were in and out of that
Yeah.
absolutely silly Second
You know
World
what?
War.
Folks, if there's anybody out there, don't get into war. It's not worth it.
Hey, the Beetle came out of the war.
Yes,
Yeah, it was a
absolutely.
product of it, and I mean that mobilized.
Produced by Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But did you know he also tried to produce a super tank that failed dismal?
Oh.
Yes. Don't you know?
How does
Porsche, they told Adolf Hitler pulled him in and said, "I want you to make this tank," and it was ridiculous. It was like 5 meters high or something stupid, and it weighed like 300 tons, and it just didn't work. That's all.
Wasn't
Yeah.
fast enough.
Well, I mean, they stuck to making cars, and they're making.
Great cars.
Great
I mean,
cars,
if you've
I
driven a Porsche, it's a proper car. It's really
The
people go
Cortina
like,
Porsche, or
no, any Porsche. But if you drive a Porsche, it's done properly. It's a proper car. You're not buying the badge. You're actually buying quality.
and the research and the engineering that's got in
we
behind
had
it.
Toby on the show. When was it?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
Yeah.
ago, and I mean, like he was explaining about the Porsche.
She's Afrikaans.
There's so much. Now you're giving me stage fright. What was he saying about? You just threw me off. Thanks,
Quality.
Barry. But also, what they offer, how many years? Something like 9 years.
So there's a I think an unlimited mileage 9-year warranty on it.
Yeah.
On a Porsche.
On a
Porsche.
Yeah,
Porsche.
yeah.
I nearly bought a Porsche when I got divorced. Because my ex-wife, she married my best friend.
Well,
No, really, I've never met him.
we change our hair and you guys buy it. Well, I
Buy
also
cars.
buy cars. Yeah,
I'm
must
the
be.
worst. I
It is,
drive
it's
a
an
car for
escapism.
6 or 8 months and I go, okay, next.
Or you break up a relationship, you go through a change. It's a new car or new bike, or
Yes. What a
girls
new
or
chick.
hairdo, or chick.
Yeah,
True.
yeah.
Well, I saw the Linwood one, the Porsche dealership last
Yeah.
night.
Nice, eh?
It's huge.
Yeah, but a
huge,
Porsche
huge,
is a proper car. If
Is-
you get into it, it's properly built. I drove a Jaguar. I was doing a gig in Durban, and the group that I talk about also kindly gave me a Jaguar to drive. Man, you understand why that thing costs $1 million, because it's a proper car.
Wow.
It's just
It's a
proper.
Justifiable in
It was actually
in-
1.4 million or something. It was quite a machine, but it was solid. You sit in it's solid car. It's all car, and everything works. So you pay for what you get. So if you're getting a 100,000 rand car, that's what you're getting.
Yes.
100,000 rand car.
Yeah, you get what you pay for. It's the
yeah.
old adage.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, you drive a lot of cars as well, just in terms of, surely you drive a lot of rentals and that.
Lots.
So, I mean, you've surely had a couple of good ones, a couple of bad
Great
ones.
cars. I'll tell you what I drove the other day was really cool. I got upgraded from Avis.
Mhm.
They sent me to budget. Sorry.
He doesn't
That's me
exist
with
anymore.
that's finished now.
Budget sent you to
Yeah, they're the
Avis.
same, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, I got upgraded and I got a Jeep Cherokee, the new one.
Cherokee, yeah.
It was a fantastic vehicle. But I'm not one, if I come to Joburg, I'm working in Joburg. It doesn't really matter. Where am I going? I'm going to drive a car. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
So as long as I get the car, I like automatics.
Me too.
But you still have to drive it. So, but I like automatic, and all cars are great, So usually I get a Group B or something like that because I'm not flashy. I don't have to be seen in
As
a
long as it's got
Porsche.
aircon and power steering.
Absolutely, you got it in one there. If it's got a Bluetooth, it's actually a complete bonus.
Yeah.
But I've driven
So,
a lot.
so those are the three that you're looking for, like aircon, power
Yeah.
steering, and Bluetooth.
I drove
just
a
rounds it off.
Duster the other day.
Pleasantly
I
surprising.
got
huh?
it off my mother-in-law. Her broom was busy. No, I didn't. That was a flippin'. What a different. Have you driven
No,
one?
I haven't driven a Duster, no.
It's because it's a
But,
1500
Tatas.
turbo motor. It's really, really good car.
And then when you go and compare the pricing of it up against some of its rivals, you realise you're getting a lot of value for money there.
You're getting a
out of
lot
that
of car, but you're getting. But you see, but you're
You're a bit
buying
of a Renault
Renault.
fan, though.
I like Renaults. They're good cars.
Don't ask why.
I don't know if you noticed this. It's only this year that Renault motors are not the fastest in the world. People seem to miss the point that most Formula One cars are driven by Renaults.
Renault
That's
Motors.
the motor, but so Renaults make a proper car. It's just the service is a bit weird. I've seen better service at a second-hand game in Wimbledon.
Is it really?
No, now they've come right because
Yeah.
everything's done. But when Renault was about 10 years ago in South Africa, you bought the car and then you took it back. They said, "Sorry, we don't do this."
Yeah, I think there was a few of those. I mean, everyone's up their game quite a.
Yeah, no, I think, like you
quite a
said
bit,
earlier,
yeah.
there's no real bad car.
But it was. They admitted as well. I was on a launch now during the course of last week with Renault, and they acknowledge that the after sales service and that hasn't been
It's
the greatest,
fantastic.
and it's got the stigma that parts and that sort of stuff are difficult to come by. But they are working on it at making it better, because it was that old adage of you buy a Renault, you've got a ring in the glove box, because you're pretty much marrying it. You're not going to sell it. You're not going to trade it. You've got it for
But
life.
there's so many other cars like that too now.
Yeah, but you see, you buy the car and then the incentive is to buy another one. So they give you such a good price to buy another one.
Yeah.
Like I like Volvos. They're great cars.
Also
But,
very good.
Volvo is actually Swedish for don't let it run out of the service plan.
There's a lot of
few
there-
like
There's a lot of cars.
There's a
on it.
lot
No,
of
it's
them.
great, but they're great cars. Once again, all cars. There's no bad cars anymore.
Yeah,
they're all
that's
flipping.
true.
It's in your head.
I want to throw something at you, and I think we have less
Again?
than a minute. Yeah.
It's a brazier, ladies and gentlemen. I just can't control
I
this
need. We're going to talk more about it next week, but I want to know your 2 cents on this Rossi thing.
Rossi.
and Marquez.
one. Greatest motorcycle rider
Ever.
ever. End of story. Marquez, brilliant guy, but Rossi he's upped the game this year and he's pushed Marquez and he's on the limit. He told Marquez, "Come, take me." Did you not see that?
I did.
He said to him, "Come," because Rossi
He
is the
even slowed
champion.
down
And then
for
you
him.
get like old Jorge Lorenzo. Hey, he sounds like a cough sweet, doesn't he?
Yeah, that-
Jorge Lorenzo. So he's actually moaning, Rossi's doing this, Kijk man, win the world championship 9 times and then talk
exactly.
back to the people.
I agree.
Yeah.
I like you more.
All right, but unfortunately, Barry, thank you very much
No,
for
thank
joining
you.
us.
It's
We're
been
all
great.
out of time here, but please do get in touch with us on social media, AutoTrader SA on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the whole works there.
Or
Go and
hashtag
check out
AutoCentral.
the site. Yes, hashtag AutoCentral if you want to get in on the conversation, and of course, podcast for download. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you here same time, same place next week for Auto Central. Bye-bye.
Auto Central, powered by AutoTrader on CliffCentral.com. CliffCentral.com.